this is WildKarrde speaking, and in today's episode of Surface Pro 2 Gaming, I present to you a game called Automation. Automation is a crowd-funded game, which is a simulator for designing and creating your own cars, as well as marketing them in a virtual economy. I'm going to go ahead and show you my game settings. As you can see, I'm running on maximum resolution, and I have the quality slider at about 50%. I probably could go up to get a little bit better visual quality out of the game, but the performance is great as it is, and with such a small screen, a lot of times you really can't notice the difference in quality. So I prefer to get the extra performance versus the extra visual quality. The game is currently in pre-alpha, meaning that all of the different options and abilities you're going to have in the game are not currently implemented. In the final game, you're going to be able to design your car, design your engine, design your suspension, every component you can imagine, put it all together, create your car, and then market it to the virtual world. Currently, the only thing you have the ability to do is design your engine, design your chassis, pretty good design of all of your components. You can build an entire car through the game. It's not 100% done yet, but it's really close. And the next update should pretty much finish the car design aspect of the game, and we'll start going into more economies and that sort of thing. Fit and finish, polish, that sort of thing hasn't even been started in this game yet, but it's still a lot of fun. So if you don't have it yet, I definitely recommend picking it up. What I'm going to do with this video is show you what you do have available to you right now, and I'm going to show it to you entirely through the use of the stylus. Like some other games, this game is not made for using the stylus with, so you actually have to double click on everything in order to make the game recognize it. For not being made to be used with a stylus, this game is incredibly good. You can use the keyboard, you can use a mouse to make it a little bit easier, but what I want to show you is what it's like to play this game on a tablet. I've posted a lot of videos of this game on my YouTube channel in the past, and in those videos I try to maximize the look of the car, the performance of the car, that sort of thing. That's not really my goal in this video. I just want to show you how well it works. So the car isn't maybe going to look as good as some of my previous cars, it's not going to perform as well as some of my previous cars, but that's not the point of this video. So I'm just going to throw this together as quickly as I can. Now certain aspects of the game, I forgot to mention too, the way I'm looking around in this game is by clicking the right click button on the stylus. It does not require double clicking, as you can see. You just hold down the right mouse button and keep going. And also the design of the car oftentimes does not require a double click as well. That's kind of 50-50 as to whether it's going to work or not. If you want to zoom in or out, you don't need a mouse. Again, you can just use your pinch abilities that you would on an iPad or anything else that you're used to as far as styluses are concerned. As you can see, it's not very responsive, so it does take a lot of pinching to make it work, but it works, and it doesn't really hinder the game that much. In that situation, I had to double click. It wasn't recognizing. The other thing you have to watch out too, especially when placing the fixtures, is that the Surface Pro recognizes the stylus even when it's not touching the screen. So I'm moving the stylus around, and I'm not even touching the screen. As you can see, the game is responding. So you have to be careful when you remove the stylus from the screen, because if you're not careful, you can accidentally move your part in a situation that wasn't meant to be. You also have to be careful about the Windows button on the Surface Pro 2. This is the second attempt I've made at making this video. In the first attempt, I accidentally hit that Windows button, minimized the game, and then crashed it. So you do need to be careful about that. That's probably the biggest problem this game has running in tablet mode. I had previously tried to run this game on my Acer W510, and it ran, but it crawled. It wasn't really that playable. The design aspects of the body are not quite as precise with the stylus, but as you can see, you can still achieve a pretty good level of control over what you're doing. Of all the Surface Pro 2 videos I've made, this is actually the one I've been looking forward to making the most. Okay, so I guess I lied. The one thing you do need the keyboard for is renaming your car. I can go ahead and check all my settings, make sure this is what I want to stick with. I always make sure I select front longitudinal engine because I prefer rear-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive and even all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is great for 0 to 60 performance, but it does add a lot more weight to the car. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now that the chassis is done, I'm going to make a new mod. All-wheel drive can be used with the transverse engine, but rear-wheel drive cannot be used with the transverse engine. That's why I choose the longitudinal. And now I'm going to show you how to make an engine.
In this video we are going to cover the core concepts of 4-stroke cycle, engine capacity.
There's pretty good tutorials on how to do everything in the game, and they pop up automatically if you haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet in this computer, but I have done it many times, so I'm not going to bother with the tutorial personally. If you're new to the game, I highly recommend that you watch them all. I'm a big fan of BMW, so I'm going to make myself an inline 6. And since I don't actually ever plan on selling this vehicle in the game, I'm going to go all out on the engine. I'm kind of obsessive compulsive, so I always try to get the CC to an exact number. And there we go, got lucky. I always like to install all the components of the engine before I start doing any tuning. That way I know what I'm working with. I also like using VVT and VVL if it's available. Makes tuning the engine a lot easier. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to turbocharge it. That takes a lot more tuning. The right-click feature and pinch features work equally well. And as you can see, I am out of bounds for the engine bay. That little red arrow is telling me the engine is too big. But I'm going to finish setting it up before I change that or fix that. This is a concept car, so I don't really care about polluting the environment. Now to fix this, I need to come back here and reduce the bore. But I can use the stroke to compensate for that. Manipulating these sliders is the hardest part about using the game without a mouse. And since this video isn't about being exact, that's as close as the capacity is going to be to 28 or 2.8 liters. And surprisingly, it worked on the first try. Usually it breaks on me. 300 horsepower works for me. And since I don't need all that octane, I'm going to switch it to something a little more reasonable. And I do not have my units set up the way I like. That should work for me. Of course, the engine is saved from last time, so I don't have to rebuild that. Guess I can't make the rims any bigger. I like using the Top Gear, airfield track to test my car. So, there you have it. As you can see, automation is 100% playable on the Surface Pro 2 tablet with use of only the stylus, except for naming your components. If you don't want to have a stock name for your components, then you will need to use your keyboard. But other than that, it's good to go. Hope you enjoyed this video, and catch you next time.